Hi guys, this is HelpingHans, and we're going to be going through the new patch notes for the May update of 2026, the 2.40 update, called, I think, Dare and Destroy. So here we go. So Dare and Destroy adds 4 new battle groups, 1 for each faction. We get the US Free French battle group, the Wehrmacht Siegebreaker battle group, the French Special Services battle group. Kind of, if you haven't watched the Rogue Heroes, SAS Rogue Heroes, I highly recommend it because basically it's that, battle group, which is really good. And it's a good TV show as well. And then we've got the Afrikakorps Elite Forces battle group as well. They're also adding in a bunch of new cosmetics, 1 for each faction. I already had a look through this. You could look through this at your own time, guys, but there's a couple of new ones there as well. So Combat Curators, Bushwhacker, Rainy Day in Hell, and Jagdskatten. Add a subtle new sound effect when you just gain veterancy. Huh, okay. Multiplayer balance changes, right? So what they're doing, address issues with anti-air infantry combat and late game. Additionally, we've made improvements to snipers. That's good because snipers haven't seen much use. Off-map abilities, heavy machine guns. The US Partisan forces and Espionage have also received a host of changes meant to improve their viability. Good because, no one's used Partisans or really Espionage since they were pretty good when they first came out and then got hard nerfed. We've currently heard you on the systemic issues causing a reliance on mass infantry blobbing, and we agree. Players are currently incentivized to mash units together, and there's insufficient counters to respond. We're working on tackling this incrementally. Right, so not all in one go. Okay, let's get into the meat of it. Infantry combat. Majority of rifle ready aim times adjusted to limit stutter stepping and reduce the ability for all squad members to fire. Units in cover no longer have an additional firing delay when engaging enemies directly in front of them, like cover suppression modifier reduced from 2.5 to 1. Okay. Burst weapons like machine guns will reset their burst after 10 seconds when not in combat to prevent cases where only 1 or 2 second bursts before cycling. And that's good because then they would fire a little bit, wouldn't get the suppression off as they reload, they'd then get killed. This will help stop that, so that's good. Snipers, what we got here for snipers, guys? We have adjusted snipers to have some interaction with cover, reducing their firing rate against units in cover, while slightly speeding up their rate of fire against units in the open. That's interesting. This allows a player to use cover to reduce how many casualties they take, but still allows the sniper to slowly pick away at units in defensive positions. Changes to cost. So manpower is 20 manpower cheaper for snipers. Ready aim time, so 50% against units in light cover, 100% against units in heavy garrison. Ready aim time has been sped up. Cooldown a little bit down. Fog of war reveal duration increased from 3 to 6. They're allowing people to have 6 seconds now to get the counter sniper off. 6 seconds. That's insane. That's so much time. Code 2 was like 2 seconds, if that. So that's making it much easier to counter snipe. Sniper capture rate increased from 1 to 1.3, so snipers can cap a little bit faster. Target size reduced, so they're a little bit harder to hit. Repairs. We have adjusted the repair system to make combat repairs more difficult, requiring a full squad to get the maximum repair rate, and units that are in combat will repair slower. Repairs now scale with the number of squad members that are alive. Example, an engineer with 4 members repairs at the maximum rate of 8. If the unit is reduced to 1, it will be 2. Okay, interesting. Repairs are 75% slower. Yeah, that should be the case anyway, right? Repairs are 74% slower if the unit was recently involved in combat. Ends after 10 seconds of combat. Wow, that's huge. Directional-based airstrikes and off-maps. Reticules are now directed from end to end rather than from the center. Does not affect propaganda from the terror battle group. Incendiary bombs, a breakthrough in air and sea. Fire lasts for 30 seconds, dealing 10 burn damage. Bomb set to 80, deals 70% less direct damage to infantry. Bomb penetration set to 500. They want to make it like a more standard bomb. Good damage on detonation with fire damage lasting for a short period of time. Right, okay. Airborne, the bombs are the smoke comes in faster for airborne and breakthrough. So more coverage with that. That's good. Good in conjunction with gustatory. That'll help with gustatory plays. Anti-air changes. Mobile anti-air units are having their AA increased. fixed an issue where planes would drop their payload on death if they made it to the target zone while crashing. Anti-air stance range bonus increased. Okay, a little bit more. 3 times. Okay. Okay, this is good because, yeah, that last game we were doing a lot of aircraft. Hopefully with these changes, those planes wouldn't have been dropping so many bombs on me in that last game. So this will hopefully make it much easier to shoot these planes down. It makes your 75% traverse speed. That's good. Right, off-map mines and our airstrikes. No longer able to gain bonus damage against vehicles when hitting rear armor. Okay. Recon loiters. Planes no longer provide additional vision around themselves. Vision is only provided within the ability radius. Okay, I would say that's pretty good because we already get a lot of vision from recon loiters anyway, so that's good. Trying to stop because we were saying there's too much vision as well, just generally for these planes and stuff. Machine guns, machine guns, suppressions increase. So the role of heavy machine guns is to quickly suppress enemies that enter their arc. However, certain MGs fail to do this. So the DAC machine gun, a little bit better than that. So as so there's buffs to M19 and Vickers. MG42 is unchanged because that was already pretty good, I think. Yeah. Marder. Okay. First strike stabilized shot lowered from 3 to 6 to 3. First strike shot now displays a status indicator when counting down. Okay, that's good. So then you know how many seconds it will take for you to then have the first strike enabled. That's pretty good. Another quality of life change there. Flamethrowers. By the way, guys, at me in the chat as soon as the update becomes available. We'll get it and download it. Reducing flamethrower DPS when they're firing on the move to reduce how powerful flamethrowers are charging when charging against chasing enemies. So this is a direct nerf really to Gustatory. They will be still automatically hit enemies in the AoE, which is a left DPS compared to the unit was stationary. So handheld flamethrower moving burst is shorter. And also vehicles as well. So this will be nerfing the L6 flamethrowers. The brand new half track that's coming out for Wehrmacht with the flamethrower, that's slight nerf already. Deals 100 extra damage against non-bunker emplacements. Right. The Jaeger and Australian infantry section, plus 7 vision is only granted when the unit is stationary, so they don't automatically get that vision. Okay. Have to be stationary for a little bit. White phosphorus and white phosphorus barrages. So now 5 munitions more. Damage over time no longer stacks. Flare vision reduced from... Okay, so they've made it so the flares doesn't reveal as much now. And also, infantry squad launcher flare range increased. So they can launch it further. But it doesn't actually recover as a bigger area. So this is like things like your scouts, Jaegers, infantry sections. When they drop these flares down, they will be able, actually you can shoot them slightly farther, but not actually the radius won't actually be as big as it was. Caches deployment change from double clicking to click drag. Royal Engineers and US Engineers now detect nearby stealth units when equipped with the utility package. Okay. Unit power drops recharge time standardized to 60. Okay, right. On to the meat of it now. Here we go. Air support. All attack runs start on a 60-second cooldown when the structure is complete. When an air support sensibility is deployed, all support abilities are placed on an immediate 10-second recharge time. Okay, so this means you can't immediately drop the bombing run and the strafing run at the exact same time, which you can do currently. Okay, so that's kind of good. So you can't recon, bomb, and strafe all very quickly, which you could do now. So this is a decent nerf to air support center, I would say. Rifleman, pour it on them now has a munitions cost. And it's also made it only 2 minutes now rather than 3 minutes. It was free beforehand. To be honest, with my gameplay, I basically never use pour it on them for some reason. But like, people were telling me it's so good, so maybe I should give it more of a go soon. The Bulldozer, allowing them to deal more health damage on non-direct hits. A little bit better Bulldozer buff. Scots, vet up faster, recharge. Okay, so a little bit buff to the Scott, not huge. Easy 8. Grants and Easy 8 are having their main gun and anti-infantry performance reduced to be in line with other medium tanks. This is to change to allow anti-tank guns and infantry AT to better counter these vehicles. Interesting. Okay, so they're nerfed to these two units specifically. Rangers. Rangers is 5 manpower, cheaper, cover to cover, no longer price of a speed bonus when leaving cover. Can now only be converted in the HQ sector. Oh, that's big. Okay. Is now trained from the HQ rather than the barracks. Not sure why that was needed. I guess it slows Rangers coming onto the field because most people put their barracks forward in their base sector. But that's interesting as well. Can be converted in the HQ sector. Okay. The drop height is increased. This chance slightly increases the time it takes for the first shell to land. That also artillery beacon wasn't that great anyway. Okay. Right, Partisans. What's going on with the Partisans? The AT rifles have had their anti-infantry damage further reduced as when combined with the disruption fire, it allowed the unit to contest other infantry units too easily. Okay. So it's reduced the munitions cost of some of these abilities. Their health's gone up by 5. Okay. AT rifles, panzer against infantry increased. Okay. Saboteurs. Timed activation duration increased from 80 to 120. Reduced from 60, so that kind of offsets it. Call in ability only begins charging once the saboteur squad is off the field or destroyed. Okay, so it slows them down. This still feels like it's not that great for Partisans at the moment. The spark travel speed's increased. Okay, so it goes faster. That's a bit of a buff to the bomb. Right. Tunnel medical cache. Healing rate is increased. Being an N2 ability that competes with battlegroup's primary damage dealing ability does not have casualty recovery. This ability has been changed to provide the strongest heal rate in the game. Okay, that's a good idea. So it's 4.8, so they're going to heal very quickly. Could be quite good. But, I mean, it's their only off-map. You know, the thing is, though, you still want to go for the underground detonation. Because you need the way to spend your munitions, really, right? And that is probably one of the best things about that command, the underground detonation. So I still feel like even with this change, I'd still always pick underground detonation over the healing. It's not, you know, it doesn't make this that much more enticing, to be honest. False orders, radius increased 30 to 55. Fixed an issue with false orders debuff, aura lasting only 45 60 seconds. Tunnels. Sped up. You have a ton of build time. They can build the tunnels 3 seconds faster. Okay, so you can move your guys through the tunnel system slightly faster. It was 25 seconds, now it's 20. So they kind of reverted some of the changes that they made initially to nerf this commander too much. Okay, Wehrmacht, Pack 40 and LG 40. No longer has a delay before being able to deactivate. Ambush camouflage can now triggers for all units in the selection when the ability is toggled. The MG42 slows vehicles 25 for 2 seconds, hit or deflection. White Frost's duration lowered, so it's only 45 seconds rather than 60 seconds. But now with the slow, it allows you maybe to get in and Panzerfaust a vehicle that's trying to get past you maybe. That's kind of nice. A little bit of a slow. Right, Grenz. Breakthrough package. MP40s, isn't this? Relying on the standard grenadier veterancy of the hybrid assault, we have made a significant change, giving grenadiers upgraded with the breakthrough package different veterancy bonuses focused on direct combat and survivability while still providing some utility through this Panzerfaust. So harder to hit, more health, more damage, and Panzerfaust. Oh, that's actually pretty good, isn't it? That's cool. I like the idea that it kind of changes the way they got veterans here. Kind of makes them more of a CQC because they're going to need that extra harder to hit as they try and close the distance to get the damage in. That's quite good actually, because then you can have like 2 Grens MP40s, then maybe another 2 Grens on rifles, kind of thing. That's quite cool actually, and you still have the Panzerfaust. All right, that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot actually. Makes breakthrough Grens look quite tasty. Automatic fire now costs 50 munitions, kind of like the rifle ability, so it's kind of balance it out a bit. Automatic fire, recharge time, okay, 60 seconds quicker. Jaegers. Jaegers became very difficult to deal with as the game progressed, gaining substantial survivability bonuses on long-range squad that did not need to close the distance and could scout positions with flares. We're turning back some of the unit's survivability, making the bonus lower and arrive at veterancy level 2. We're returning Jaegers to remain in cover to be most effective. The reconnaissance package also has been increased to reflect its buffs. It has gained over several patches regarding its damage output, so it's now 50 more munitions. So the rate of fire bonus moved to vet 1. Okay, just swapped it around a bit. So slight nerf overall to Jaegers. I think that's justifiable. I did feel like Jaegers were pretty nasty overall. Flak 30 health crew. Okay, 15 health. That's pretty significant. And they've also made it slightly cheaper for the suppressing fire. Okay. Verbal wind. Acceleration bonus and rotation rate. That's going to be good for units flanking and also shooting planes down. And then it's changed the rotation rate to give it plus 80 health, which makes it more tanky. And then with the armored skirts as well, that'll give it more health. So yeah, it's going to be... Webbles might be, not that bad actually, a bit more durable. Marders. We are now allowing the Marder to quickly toggle out of sight main gun to help its survivability, but the player will now need to wait a moment for the bonuses to apply to prevent the unit from getting a shot in the moment the ability is triggered. Speed has also been slightly increased to help the unit traverse the battlefield. Okay. So it's gone from 0.2 up. Sight gun range toggle off immediately, but there's a 3.5 second delay. Right. It's a little bit of a nerf to the Marder 3. Vet 3 on the Stug. 50% rotation rate changed to more pen. Ooh. Okay. 20% more weapon. That's pretty big, isn't it? 20% more weapon pen on the Stug. So yeah, if you manage to keep the Stug alive and get a Vet 3, it'll do a lot better for you against the bigger tanks in the late stages of the game. So that's quite significant. Panzer 4 changed from 25% acceleration to just a rotation rate. 35% recharge changed to 20% accuracy. Ooh. For all nearby units, get an extra 20% accuracy on their shots. Ooh, now uses overall attack speed. I much prefer that, actually. I much prefer 20% more accuracy to the 35% ability recharge speed. Now uses overall attack speed for its veterancy 2 reload bonus. It's pretty good. Panzer 4 Wehrmacht only. So increase the pen bonus up a bit, making the P4s a little bit better. Stoss. Okay, there's an issue with Vet 2. Harder hit move to Vet 2. Rate of fire bonus Vet 1. A little bit of swapping around. Grenades increase the range slightly of the grenades. Shock Assault now increases movement accuracy by 30%, provides suppression immunity and break suppression for 20%. Suppression immunity. It's pretty big. So they can be immune to suppression. Stoss trooping. To be honest, you don't really see that many people spamming Stoss. And even with the... So yeah, MGs are going to have a hard time trying to deal with Stoss. But snipers will be the answer to Stoss because Stoss are only 4-man squad. So... Yeah, okay, interesting. Sturm, the area effect damage increased. Increased the minimum damage of those of the Sprung test infantry. So the Brombar got even a further buff then, just a little bit. LG40. Slightly more accuracy. The pen's gone down though, so it's not going to be good in later on in the game against higher, bigger vehicles. They also reduced the HE damage distance. Oh, okay, so that's a bit of a meh on the LG40. Panther, 100 manpower cheaper, but 25 more fuel. Make of that what you will. Panther turn. Weapon can now be given facing orders. Huh, that's handy. Yeah, makes sense. Like, we'd like to shoot it, get it turned in a certain direction if an enemy is coming from that way. So, and it can now gain veterancy. 100 extra health, rate of fire and accuracy, damage reduction, 20% more damage. Yeah, that's right. It's pretty good, isn't it, Panther 10? That's good for the Stern Pioneer Battle Group. Right, on to Brits. Right, so we've got Brits. So, infantry sections. Recce package no longer provides detection bonus. I guess you get the detection bonus with the sappers. The sappers did get the bonus if they have the sweeper, they will be able to detect more. Forward observer, artillery barrage must now be thrown at the target position, and artillery only begins to fire once the flare has landed. Affects Gurkhas as well. Okay, so it's a nerf to that ability. I like any kind of nerfs to artillery, slows the artillery rate down a bit, which is good because artillery is too prevalent at the moment in the game. Humber armored car. It's increased the range by 5. Okay, not massive. The Stuart. The following change is to slightly increase the Stuart's reliability against infantry and improve the unit's veterancy scaling. Anger scatter reduced from 5.5 to 5. Okay. Distance 3.5 to 3. Veterancy, acceleration change more. Yeah, rotation, accuracy. And then you get speed. Okay, interesting. Okay. The grant. Right, so this is the other changes. The grant. So yeah, they nerfed the grant a bit against infantry and 10 more fuel cost. But then, okay, so it's the same fuel cost overall. Well, actually, the unlock cost, the first one will be the same. But if you buy any more grants, then yeah, you'll be spending the extra 10 fuel each time you make a grant. I think that's okay. Grants are so good though. Grants are great against infantry, and like you get 2 of them, you can fight any kind of tank that's on the field really. Matilda. Oh, 60 extra health on the Matilda. Okay. I think the Matilda's already great as it is, but 60 extra health. 17 pound. Yeah, so for me in the last patch they made it so the 17 pounders and the 88s they took too long to set up and deploy and then get them out of danger from artillery. And what they've done here is they've just made them 40 manpower cheaper and a little bit more fuel. A little bit less fuel, I should say. So that's it. I think they maybe need to revert a little bit of the setup time so it's a little bit still fast to get out because it just feels like it's not really great to get those units out still. The new battle groups will be available very, very soon, I believe. Centaur. Okay. Similar to like the Brombar and the Bulldozer changes there. Polish Lancer. Damage bonus is reduced from 20 to 15. An already really expensive squad. Nerfed even more. Making Archers less like... Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Lancers as they are. Even more so now with this. Attacking Spirit has been adjusted. So the combat healing of the ability only happens on the trigger of the pulse. So this is Canadians. The addition of healing provided can now be interrupted by combat. Oh, good, nice. You stop them healing while in combat, because I thought it was silly they can heal while in combat. This should be increased counterplay allowing the opponent to keep units with attacking spirit in combat or off capture points to prevent healing during combat. It immediately heals 15, so now they get straight quick 15. And 75 health over the rest of 45 seconds, and retain same cost. Okay, I think that's a good change. Australian defences. Right, it looks like they've had a bit of a swap here. Have they? Artillery, trip-off flares, and reinforced resource caches have moved up to the first tier of logistical supremacy. Okay. And it moved this to the second. Okay. Guess you get the cash out quicker. Okay, yeah, that means not a huge thing, but all right. Aussies, can now repair buildings to better synergize with defenses they can build and will be easy to gain veterancy with, matching our other standard infantry squads. Moving accuracy on scope Leonfield has been lowered though, however, to make them less effective. So they can now repair at speed 8. They now vet up faster. But their moving accuracy is reduced, but their stationary actually is still the same. So I think, yeah, that's all right. It's nice that, it'd be nice if you can actually have them so maybe it more encourages players to go for this side of the tech tree instead now. Right. Then let's on to the Afrikakorps. Carrows, L6. Yeah, I don't see much of Carrows or L6s lately. Right, what's happening with them? So they're giving them a straight 40 health. So instead of acceleration, just an extra 40 health. Okay, some in. Okay, okay. I dig it, I think. I dig it. Panzer Pioneer squad capture speed is increased. Okay, that's good. Mortar half now fires 6 incendiary shells during a barrage that scatter. Yeah, because I feel like beforehand it just hits the one spot, and if having it scatter, it'll be better to deny an area. So that's pretty good. I like that. So the 250 and then 259 variant. So they get a recharge. Oh, I like the recharge because I'm always wanting to heap up the heals on my 250 to heal my troops. So that 25% recharge is quite nice. All right. Water cannon cost has been reduced as well. Veteran shoots you recharge. Placed with 40 health. So they get that like the other health like the other DAC vehicles get. And the autocannon is fuel conversion cost is 5 fuel cheaper. Okay. Flak 36 range. Ooh, we're giving the range back. An extra 5 range in the AA again. Now auto deploys when dropped off by the truck. Cannot be giving a facing order when in AA mode. Why not? That's a weird one. Right? Cannot be giving a facing order when in AA mode. Okay, but it's not a huge nerf to it, but I don't know why they've decided to put that in. Bursiglieri's, right. It's being adjusted to scale with other standard infrastructure. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, because they suck late game. Right. Vet faster. Veteran C2 fire bonus reduced from 20. Oh, so that's a nerf. Now uses overall attack speed for fire rate. Veteran C. What does that mean? Now uses overall attack speed for rate of fire veterancy bonuses. So does that make it better overall? Just to head this off, it's extremely unlikely that we'll create any new factions for Company of Heroes 3. Yeah, that's been said like ages ago. So yeah, we probably won't see any more factions. I thought I read that and it was like we're not going to make any more battle groups. I thought, oh god, but okay, it's just factions. Right, Semaventi now use overall attack speed for veterancy fire bonuses. I'm kind of curious how this translates in game. What actually this means? Will they be? Yeah, maybe they'll actually be better now because of those changes. We'll see. Espionage. What's happening with espionage? The right side of the tree has been slightly underused, allowing a choice between has been slightly adjusted rather, allowing a choice between an economic efficiency upgrade against off-map abilities, plunder, and disruption exchange in the battle group tree. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a choice between this and this. So you can now actually get disruption with a firestorm, which is great because I wanted to get both, but I also like plunder, and I really also like these freaking caches as well because you can trade like fuel or munitions for manpower, which is pretty nice. Interesting. Okay, what do you guys think of that change? It is because the traverse and AA mode is much faster. Ah, that's a good point. But I thought there was like a specific setup time for moving in AA mode, so it'll take a while for it to like turn the gun down and turn the gun up, and then maybe that makes sense. That doesn't make sense actually. You think this commander needs a tab more? I feel like this commander needs like a stormtrooper. You know, give the option to have the espionage, the funk wagon, or a stormtrooper. You know, give it an elite infantry espionage sneaky unit. I think that's what we need. I think for this battle group. We do have the Goliath as well, but I feel like a stormtrooper would be nice in that battle group. Right, the funk wagon. Funk Panzer wagon of getting funky up in here to simplify some of the functions of the funk Panzer wagon. We're causing its camouflage aura to always be active, as that is one of the main roles. When a target position is selected to deploy Goliath, the funk Panzer wagon will spawn the Goliath at its current position, and the Goliath will drive off to the position. That might get it killed because people don't realize it's moving on its own, but I guess people will learn that. Camouflage aura is always active. Results in speed reduced from 7.2 to 6.1. So it's slower as well all the time. Sector subterfuge. The following addition to the subterfuge beacon is to allow these to be planted in the backline for defensive purposes but not placed in enemy territory. When in a friendly sector, the territory point becomes 50% harder to capture when a siphon beacon is in that zone. Oh. That's cool. I like that. So not only can you use it like you would before, but you can use it aggressively. You can put it in your own zone. So like you could make your cutoff 50% harder to cap. And like cutoff points could be really big. So if you put it like in a corner, right? I mean, yeah, this is actually pretty goddamn massive. Actually, this change here, lads. I think 50% harder to cap. Pretty significant, especially with commandos in play, because commandos need to decap the point before they can blow it up. So this might be the counter to commandos, the new SAS guys, actually. So yeah, give this a go, guys. If you're having trouble against commandos blowing your sectors up, try sector subterfuge beacons in your own territory to see if it will allow you to get to your points quicker to stop them from being able to blow up those points. If I've read that correctly, that's what I think that's what that means. Right, transfer depots. Power could greatly change depending on the map layout. The abilities are also difficult to manage, as the player needs to select the structure without any indication of its current cooldown. To adjust the structure's power to be consistent across all game modes and make it easy to keep track on cooldown transferability, the following changes have been made. 2 transferabilities now appear on the global commander bar. Fuel all emissions. Okay, because you normally have to click on the cache first before doing it. One set conversion rate, 40 fuel for 200 manpower or 80 munitions for 200 manpower. Triggering either one places both abilities on a cooldown. Transferability is grayed out until transferability plays on the appropriate point type, but they made it one more command point. I like the changes here. This is more user-friendly. Good quality of life change, I think, overall. But we're putting it on the commander bar. But really, do they need to make it one more command point? Oh, is it ready? Is it ready? Can we download it? Yeah? Is it ready? Can we download? Can we get it? Hang on. Oh, you're lying. Okay. Plunder position being shifted to the final tier allows us to grant it more power by providing resources in return. Plunder also salvages the wreck for resources. Still cannot be used if the unit is at maximum weapon slots. Dude, you also salvage the wreck? That's insane. So you can have another form of salvage with plunder now. Oh, but you have to choose that between that or Firestorm. No, Firestorm. Oh no. Okay, that's a difficult decision to make now. Okay. Firestorm, Espionage might actually be good now. Pretty good. Partisan has been reworked to be more a traditional area of denial, incorporating the changed menu to incendiary bombs. Now deals light damage on shell detonation. Fire lasts for 30 seconds, dealing burn damage. No longer debuffs enemies. Oh, okay, so it's worse now. And it costs even more. Okay, so I think I'll probably go plunder now. With disruption instead. Okay. That's a shame to plunder. And then bug fixes. This is just bugs. Is this just bugs now? Weapon combat, mine damage. Okay, this is all just bug fixes. If you guys want to read this, you can read it in your own time. Did they add any new maps? I would have said at the start of the thing. Yeah, God, look at all those changes. All right. So guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and want more content, check out over here and over here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click the button down here. Catch you next video, guys. Take care. I'll see you soon.